Hi, welcome. It's been longer than usual since I've done a reading for here, and it's just been a really busy week. I'm prepping to go out west on a road trip for a training. It's for it's continued trauma healing training. Sorry, Agador, my fluffy fur ball of a cat, was just in here on the desk, and there's hair everywhere, and I just got out of the shower, and so I'm extra like the fur's sticking, so I'm probably going to be pulling it off me the whole time. Oh, I love cats. So I've been probably haven't been doing as many of these this week than I usually do, and that makes me sad because I love doing it so much, and it's just been energies focused elsewhere in preparation for my trip. And I finally got the vehicle loaded, and I'm still 2 days early because I know going into the beginning of the week I won't have any time. So can I just tell you how much I love prepping and packing for a trip? It's my favorite thing. I don't know why. I just love gathering all of the camping gear and like reorganizing it based on what this trip is like versus other trips, because this is why I just have to tell you, I'll be gone 2.5 weeks, and I'll be doing these on the road, so they're gonna look a little different, probably low quality, just being honest, and like very low light, very like I don't even know where I'll have access to upload them, but we'll see, because I'm tent camping, very bare bones. But I'm going to drive. I'm in Illinois. I'm going to drive all the way to the Black Hills in one day, one long day. Wish me luck. Camp there, then head out. Probably camp somewhere a little bit off the beaten path in Montana, probably near Bozeman, and then head out to that part of Idaho that's the upper rectangle-y part. And this one's really off the beaten path, and it's a couple nights there, and then shoot into Seattle to stay with my old roommate at massage school. I'm so excited for 3 nights and do Seattle things, get to have her show me around. And I've been out there once or twice, but yeah, I don't know the city that well at all, and I'm just excited to see her. And then I drive down to Portland, and that's where my training is, and it's 5 days, so I'll be camping 5 nights, I think, while in training. Part of me's a little nervous because I'm mixing rugged camping, like tent style camping, like bare bones, with professional training. I have a feeling no matter how hard I try, that campfire, oh, I love the campfire smell so much. Oh, but I'm conscious of my classmates in this training may not like that smell so much. And I have a feeling no matter how hard I try to keep it off of my professional clothing that I'm taking and will pack separately, it's probably going to roll right in that training with me no matter. And there's a campground that I booked that has a shower, so I'm going to be all clean, yet somehow that smell, that beautiful, beautiful smell, has a way of infecting, in the best way, everything, no matter how hard I try to keep things segmented or separated. So we'll see. I brought a thing of Febreze. I might just have to. So thanks for listening to my story. That's what's been consuming all my energy, is all the different parts of this trip are so wildly different. And yeah, and I'm trying to account for everything, yet still be loosey-goosey. Like, go with the flow. Whatever happens, happens. I've only booked like 3 campsites so far and left everything else up for grabs. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, because it's getting to be high season. I just heard like a lot of campsites will only open up, and these are the more popular ones. I don't I'm not even going to go there. I'm not even going to go to the popular ones because I heard like they open up and you've got to be waiting online to nab the campsite. And even then, they still go. You just have to be like so lucky. That's not my jam. I do not stress about this stuff. I look for what feels like it's deeper in nature, yet safe. I did just order my first can of bear spray, and I've camped in the Rockies several times while I lived in Colorado. Should have had bear spray and never did. And this time, all the reviews are like, "Oh, bears are here," and I'm like, maybe it's time to buy bear spray. So I did, and I got it yesterday in the mail. And I haven't tried it yet, but I practiced the quick release of the safety valve so I could get that feel and not be futzing with it when a bear is coming at me. Hopefully that's not going to happen. And then I also have like my little pocket knife for close combat. I hope I don't have to hurt a bear. Anyway, so that's way off track, but that's what's been consuming my energy and time. And so now it's Sunday evening, and I thought we could start with a little reading and just see what's coming up. I think the vibes have shifted. What are we in, June? The latter half of May. The first half of May was like very, I don't know, not just me, but everyone I talked to, it was like not the best time. And then latter half of May, it feels like things started shifting. And I'm talking about everyone I talked to in my healing practice and all that too. And now I'm really hopeful for June. We'll see what happens. And we'll just see. For some reason, I felt like pulling out the Healing Waters Oracle. And we have our emotional healing cards. And then we'll start with this tarot deck. I forget what it's called. Nicolette. Somebody created them, and I love the artwork. So let's just dive in. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'll pull one of these emotional healing cards to kind of set the tone for the reading and see what is asking to be healed and what's the message around that. Isolation. Oh, we got this last month in a different context and in a different way, so that's interesting. Isolation is the feeling of being disconnected from others or the world, causing feelings of loneliness and exclusion. Isolation reminds you that solitude is also a part of self-healing and self-discovery. Let go of isolation, seek inner connection, and restore harmony with the outer world. We may have gotten this exact card. So it's coming back around. Or there's more left to do. Okay. It's funny because isolation came up twice last month in different ways. I wonder if there's just more of that happening. Or things are so crazy out there in the world, just so uncertain and angsty that it's like we self-isolate maybe out of self-protection. So we'll see what the context is this time. And then this Healing Waters Oracle. These are newer, so I haven't broken them apart much. It says, birth mysteries. What are you being called to create? Ooh, there's a little baby down there. What are you being called to create or birth into this world? Ooh, maybe that's why we're in isolation. It's like, what are we meant to be doing with our creative energy? And do we need to start with some alone time? We'll see. All right. Well, thanks for being here and listening to my long story. And now I'll put some chapters in this video so you can skip ahead. Hopefully you already did. So here we go. I wanted to do a high level because I wanted to go a little longer on this one since I haven't done a reading recently, and just see, we'll probably do an extended. So I'm going to start pretty high level and keep peeling back the layers and try to get as specific as we can get. So we have the Three of Cups. That's interesting because that is quite the opposite energy of isolation. And then we have the Queen of Swords. Oh, she's one who can isolate. Yeah. I'm curious if that relates. And then we have the Queen of Wands. I kind of want to do one more. And we have the Six of Wands. Okay, and then in overall energy, we have the Two of Pentacles. So the overall energy being the Two of Pentacles is, it feels like with these ideas of what are you creating and like what is this about. I wanted to read back here. Isolation reminds you that solitude is also a part of self-healing and self-discovery. Seek inner connection, which is funny because we have both this Three of Cups and Two of Pentacles. Well, let me back up. Two of Pentacles is this trying to find balance or seek a balance between these not always opposing energies, but how are you trying to weave these energies in your life together for the best harmonious outcome where you stay afloat, like you're not going between extremes. You're really doing a good job of, I want to say juggling, but we always talk about juggling in terms of like tasks and responsibilities. This isn't necessarily that, although it could be because it's Pentacles. It's also about how are you staying grounded amidst all of this stuff you have to do in life. Okay, we'll see how that shapes up as we go deeper, since this is pretty high level. The Two of Pentacles can mean a lot of different things. All right, so then we have the Three of Cups. That's that seeking harmony and connection. Now this isolation, this is like the antidote to that isolation. This is you coming into connection with others out of like opening your heart to other people. And so maybe there's a reason why you've felt isolated, if that resonates with you. And now it's time to open your heart to other people. And the Queen of Swords is one who also needs to do that as well. But it's also boundary work. So she comes in to tell us that it's maybe time to understand, like, you might always be trying to understand people's intentions before letting them close to you, and that's all well and good. And then to the extreme, though, it can be a little like isolating. And so are we trying to, with this Two of Pentacles, come back from that extreme, do boundary work, getting all the chills, so some might resonate with somebody, and just keep it to the point where you're like, well, you still try to see people's intentions, but your wall or your boundary isn't so rigid, perhaps, or so opaque. Whatever fits. So we'll see how that shapes up as well. And then we have the Queen of Wands, which is your creation energy. I am already fascinated about these two not wildly different, but different topics of creation and isolation, and how this is coming together in one reading, because it's already showing up again here in these cards. The Six of Wands is whatever you're creating, it's going to be successful. And it's not just that, it's you're going to be noticed for what you create, and it's going to be in alignment with how you take yourself to be, or who you see yourself as, and how you want others to see you as well. All of that's going to be in harmony. So we've got a lot of harmony, some boundary work showing up, and your creation, your creative energy showing up. I'm not even going to use the word manifest because that doesn't fit, and I'm kind of over that word. It's kind of overused. But this is your creation energy, which to me is more grounded in reality. Like, what are you doing with this creative energy? You're certainly not just sitting back and binge watching stuff all the time with this card coming in. It's like, if you are doing that, something is calling you into redirecting all your time and attention to something that's going to be a gift to yourself and others, like something that actually, yeah, is birthed from you. Is it writing? Is it art in some? Do you have a creative hobby? Do you just create events for people to attend? Like, what is it? Do you put stuff online? What are you creating? And creating means like it didn't exist before you. And the only way, like, it might be the same thing other people are creating, but it's different because it's being birthed through you, and it's infused with all of your traits, which means it's very different from the way anybody else is doing it. So don't let that hold you back. If you feel like, oh, it's already been done and I've always wanted to do it, but you keep talking yourself out of it, don't do that, because you're different than anybody else. So what I want to do is let's go down a layer and see what messages are. Oops. I'm out of practice. All right. Ooh, we have the Prince of Cups. That's the Knight of Cups. The Ten of Wands. And the Page of Swords. Wow. Hold on. Because there's this... there's something here that says, like, taking that first step out of isolation into connection with other people. There's like a first step energy here. So it's not saying like, oh, just jump in. It's saying, what's that first step? Just take that. What action? What's the simplest, most minute action that you could take to stop self-isolating? What is it? It could be a social media post. It doesn't even have to be you leaving your, comfy space. It could be whatever, but it's out of a heart opening. So it definitely has to do with like opening your heart to others. It's not just, I don't know, whatever. It's something that really feels like you're being a little, like the most minute vulnerability, whatever feels safe to you to do. Because that also, funny enough, feeds into this boundary work. Okay, so there's some little, like, think about how can I kind of feel into my vulnerability while still feeling safe and acting in a heart space way to make just the tiniest little step in that direction, because body in motion stays in motion. I don't know physics, but that's a saying. And like the energy will feed itself in that direction. So one little step begets another step, begets another step. Then we have this Ten of Wands. This is Carrie. I wonder if this has to do with that Two of Pentacles, because this feels like you felt like you've been carrying like a heavy load for a while, which might have kept you in isolation, might have kept you not playing into your creative energy. And so we're going to see what that's here to teach us. And then we have the Page of Swords. So this is that enthusiasm for, I think, all of this coming together. Enthusiasm for like self-discovery, stepping out of isolation. What are you going to create? There's this like renewed energy showing up here. And maybe that's what I was talking about earlier. Like early May was tough. Then it lightened up later May, and then June really hopeful. Like feels like a momentum that's growing, like a train that's like chugga. And so this Page of Swords is like pretty enthusiastic about what's to come. And it's like, yeah, stepping out of your shell, getting back into creation energy again, connecting with others. It almost feels like it was a long, slow crawl out of winter. The hibernation mode. Do you feel that? I feel like a lot of people I talked to this year have just felt that way. Self included. It feels like a long, like we're just like, I think I'm going to make it out of winter. Just, I don't know why it feels like that. But now I think June we're going to be picking up steam, summer mode, right into the 4th of July. June is really going to be one of those like optimistic, heart opening, connecting with others kind of months. I can feel it. So the Page of Swords is here to say, yep, that's what we're excited about. And there's a lightness to her. So like there's like whatever you can do to just lighten up, like let things go. It's a lot of air energy, which is beautiful. So I think she's here to say lighten up in the best way. So let's take this down a notch. We have the King of Swords. That's interesting because we had the Queen earlier. And the Hermit. All right, I'm going to take a drink of water. So I think this King of Swords coming out of down here from the 10 of Wands, do you feel like you're the one to carry a lot of the responsibility in your family, or you're the people in your sphere, like you're the one that feels like you've got to do a lot and a lot of things rest on your shoulders and you have a lot more responsibilities than the others, or at least you take that on maybe happily out of love? So there feels like there's that energy is still showing up here, and there's a questioning like, well, how much of that is self-imposed? How much of that can you offload to others and treat it as like, they might see it as a gift, like finally you're letting me help, you know? Or just, it could be because we have the Page of Swords. I feel like it's that when you can like delegate, offload a little bit of the responsibility, it becomes a teaching moment also. It's not just a gift, but like they might not like it, but it's a teaching moment and it is for their own good too. So that's potentially showing up here as well. So the Hermit is here to say, really question why, and that might be part of the isolation, really question why you feel the need to be the one to take on all the burdens, take on the heavy load. Why can't other people do it? If you didn't know yourself, let's pretend you weren't you and you didn't know those people and you were just looking at yourself like as if you were just some schmo and say like, you didn't know that person and you saw two people standing side by side, would you say like, well, why does that person feel the need to take on all of that? Why can't that other person share in it? You know, I don't know. I don't know why that came to me. Just like divorcing yourself from the circumstances. Like get a way outside perspective. Like be as objective as you can, even though that's hard. To be objective in a very subjective situation. And just say like, well, what is it about that person that makes them think they do have to do it all? Or they can't share the load? We're here to help each other. So the Hermit's showing up here to have you question that. Like, what is that? And I think doing that is going to feed into that enthusiasm for like you being able to offload some of these burdens or responsibilities so that you can think about creative pursuits. Creativity is one of the first things to suffer, I think, when we do, or just like the drudgery of every day, getting through the day. Like we don't have time. And certainly don't have energy. Okay. And we have the Six of Cups. Yep. So this is that question. It goes way back. So the Six of Cups is usually, I'm having a hot flash. Woo! The Six of Cups is like one of those cards of past, like looking to the past to see where did these initial wounds or patterns come into play. When was the first time you really felt like, oh, I better do it because no one else is going to do it, or I'm expected to do it? When was that first time like you felt like you were the one to have to work so hard? Is it a family line kind of thing? Was it a circumstantial thing from childhood or young adulthood? What was it? And it's so the Hermit and the Six of Cups are here to just like question that a little bit, because it might be really illuminating and like bring that lightness in. Like, oh, maybe it doesn't have to be that way anymore. I can break that pattern. Okay, so this is where I'd like to go into the extended. So I'm going to push pause. And if this resonates and you want to go over to the extended, wonderful. I appreciate you doing that. If you don't want the extended, but you still want to dive deeper one-on-one, we can do a one-on-one reading. So link will be below for that as well. So yeah, thanks for being here and best of luck.